Oh, hey! Uh, Welcome back, Super Slot 75 movie reviews with a twist. Just got seeing Meg. First thing I would tell you to do, if you hadn't, for us old heads, I read the book from Steve Alton 15 years ago. It's like a 3-4 book series. And in the original story of the book, the character Jonas loses his wife and daughter to the first Meg, and then the Meg has babies, and they try and catch it, and they catch one of the baby Megs for the second book, and in the third book they try to replicate it, clone it. I mean, it was a pretty good read, the first two books. Third book is like not so much from what I remember. Okay, now people are going to compare this to Jaws. Do not compare this to Jaws. For those old heads, once again, if you read the Jaws novel, clearly they really butchered the novel compared to the movie. Even though it's still a classic, shark movie, the novel's 10 times better than what was presented to us on screen. So, let's get into it. So we have the character Jonas, who is I think I don't want to say he's Coast Guard, like underwater sea rescue. The first Meg attacks a nuclear sub, but they don't know this. Okay, so Jonas and his crew go in, rescue about 9 sailors, and then his 2 buddies are still trapped in the sub because Meg attacks the sub. Of course, they don't know it's Meg attacking the sub, so Jonas gets the survivors and blows the hatch and leaves his 2 friends behind to die in an explosion. Fast forward 5 years, Jonas is a drunkard retiree in Thailand. So then there's this new research facility called Mana One that's been built, and they're off the South China Seas, and they discover a trench that's possibly deeper than the Marianas Trench. So what happens is they discover that it's covered by hydrogen sulfate, like a gassy layer at the very bottom. So they pierce the bottom of the veil of the gas, and they discover a whole new world of undersea life. Now we all know underwater, the deeper the water, the bigger the animals or the creatures get. Okay, like a case in point, like giant squids, all that good stuff. Okay, so they send a rover down there, send a dive team down there with the submarine, and then the Meg attacks the sub, disabling the sub. They call Jonas to come in and do a rescue mission. One of the owner's daughters attempts a rescue mission. She encounters the Meg. Well, part of the trailer you saw was she encounters the giant squid, and then you see Meg, the first shot of Meg. So Jonas tells her to blow the ballast tanks, so she shoots back up. He subsequently rescues, which happens to be one of his ex-wife, Lori, and the other sub operator. But the one particular guy ends up sacrificing himself because Meg is coming back to attack again. Okay, so now what ended up happening was this gaseous anomaly that allows the Meg to escape through the freezing cold of the hydrogen sulfate, so they're able to get into the warm waters. Okay, so then Meg goes on a rampage, and they subsequently capture the first Meg, and they have it hoisted up, and then the second Meg comes out of nowhere, eats the carcass, and attacks the rescue ship and capsizes the ship. A lot of kills for this particular movie. So then they concoct a plan. They need to catch the second Meg before it hits Santa Bay, heavily ventilated, populated beach area. Of course, melee ensues, and there's plenty of times where clearly Meg should have killed everybody, but it's the movies. The main part of the trailer I wanted to say, when it shows the Meg when it approaches the little girl in the underwater sea, and the trailer does not do it any justice. In the particular scene itself, you actually see Meg. Meg is a battle-hardened, an apex predator. You see scars. You can tell it's just an old killing machine that has been around for a very long time. And when it bites into the tube, just a brutal scene, especially with the little girl, which could actually show her screaming and stuff. So this Meg is no joke. I liked it. It was good. It was a good popcorn. I won't say it's cheesy, because some of the kills were like, ooh, that's pretty bad. Could you imagine there was a real life megalodon running around, South China Seas? So I liked it. Is it a matinee versus a late night flick? I think either one you'd be satisfied with it. I think they did the novel pretty good justice. And my daughter was, she was holding her breath. You were scared in some of the scenes, weren't you? Yes. She was legit scared in some of the scenes, because the one scene where Jonas swims out to tag it, and then they had to pull him back in quick, and then Meg is chasing him, and he's just chomping at and just trying to get him. It was pretty harrowing, I guess, for a child it would be harrowing. And then the way Jonas kills Meg, basically he uses one of the fins from the rotors of his little mini sub to slice the underbelly open. And then basically what ends up happening, all the other sharks see the blood in the water and they just come feed on the particular shark. I like the irony of it. We had regular modern day sharks actually feeding on the prehistoric precursor or predecessor to them. So that was a pretty interesting kill. Other than that, I liked it. You liked it? Okay. So, Super Slot 75 movie reviews with a twist. Peace!
So we do